Choosing the wrong hairstyle for your face shape can add years to your appearance and throw off your entire look. But when you get it right, the perfect hairstyle can take years off, highlight your best features, and make you look absolutely stunning. Today, we're breaking down the biggest hair trends for 2025 and revealing exactly which styles work for your specific face shape and which ones to avoid. Whether you have an oval, round, square, heart-shaped, or long face, this guide will help you make the smartest hair decisions this year. Welcome to Chic Charts, where we help women look modern, confident, and fabulous. Let's get started. Understanding your face shape, the foundation. Before diving into the trends, let's quickly cover how to determine your face shape. This is crucial because everything else depends on getting this right. Stand in front of a mirror with your hair pulled completely back. Look at the overall outline of your face. Is it longer than it is wide? Are your cheekbones the widest part? Is your jawline angular or rounded? These are the key questions. There are 5 main face shapes. Oval faces are slightly longer than wide with gently rounded edges and no sharp angles. Round faces are about as wide as they are long with soft, curved lines and full cheeks. Square faces have a strong, angular jawline with a forehead that's roughly the same width as the jaw. Heart-shaped faces are wider at the forehead and cheekbones, narrowing to a pointed or narrow chin. Long or oblong faces are noticeably longer than they are wide, with a tall forehead. Once you know your face shape, you can make strategic hair decisions. The goal is always balance. If your face is round, you want to add length. If it's long, you want to add width. If it's angular, you might want to soften. If it's heart-shaped, you want to add volume at the chin level. Keep this principle in mind as we go through each face shape and the 2025 trends. Oval face shape, the best and worst hairstyles for 2025. Let's start with oval faces because this is considered the most balanced face shape. If you have an oval face, you're lucky. Almost every hairstyle works for you. Your face is naturally proportioned, so you have the most flexibility with trends. The best hairstyles for oval faces in 2025 include the modern shag. This textured, layered cut is huge this year and looks absolutely incredible on oval faces. The layers add movement and dimension without disrupting your natural balance. Another winner is the long bob or lob, especially when it's cut between the collarbone and shoulders. This length is universally flattering and very on trend. Side-swept bangs or curtain bangs also look beautiful on oval faces. They frame the face without hiding your balanced proportions. And if you want to go short, a pixie cut with texture works wonderfully because oval faces can handle the drama of short styles. For styling, loose waves and beachy texture are perfect for oval faces. The undone, effortless look that's trending in 2025 complements your face shape beautifully. You can also pull off sleek, straight styles or voluminous curls. Really, the world is your oyster. Now for what to avoid. Even though oval faces are versatile, there are a few styles that don't do you any favors. Avoid blunt, heavy bangs that cut straight across your forehead. They can shorten your face and hide your balanced features. Also, be cautious with styles that add too much height on top, like extreme bouffants or very high ponytails. They can elongate your face unnecessarily. And skip one length, blunt cuts with no layers. They can look flat and boring when you could be showcasing dimension. The key for oval faces is to embrace your versatility. Try the trends you love, but add some texture and dimension to keep things interesting. Don't default to boring just because everything works. Make it work beautifully. Round face shape, the best and worst hairstyles for 2025. Moving on to round faces. If you have a round face, your goal is to create the illusion of length and angles. You want to add height on top and keep volume away from the sides of your face. The right hairstyle can completely transform how your face shape reads. The best hairstyles for round faces in 2025 are all about elongation. Long layers starting below the chin are absolutely perfect. They draw the eye downward and create vertical lines that slim the face. The layered textured look that's trending right now works beautifully for round faces. Another fantastic option is the angled bob or A-line bob, where the front pieces are longer than the back. This creates diagonal lines that add length to your face visually. Side parts are your best friend if you have a round face. They create asymmetry, which breaks up the roundness. Center parts can emphasize the width of your face, so stick with deep side parts. Curtain bangs that are longer and wispy also work well because they create vertical framing without adding width. And if you're wearing your hair up, try a high ponytail or top knot. The height on top elongates your face shape beautifully. Volume is key, but placement matters. Add volume at the crown of your head, not at the sides. This lifts your face and creates length. Think big, bouncy curls that start mid-length rather than right at the roots near your cheeks. Now let's talk about what round faces should avoid in 2025. Stay away from blunt bobs that end at the jawline or chin. That horizontal line emphasizes the roundness of your face. Also avoid one-length cuts with no layers. They add weight and width instead of length. Skip short curly styles that add volume around your cheeks. That amplifies roundness. And be very careful with full, blunt bangs. They shorten your face and can make it look wider. Chin-length cuts are generally tricky for round faces. If the cut ends right at the fullest part of your face, it draws attention to the width. Go longer or shorter, but avoid that in-between length. Also skip hairstyles that are slicked back tight against your head with no volume on top. They make your face look rounder by emphasizing its shape. The bottom line for round faces: think vertical lines, side parts, long layers, and volume on top. These strategies will give you that elongated, sculpted look that's so flattering. Square face shape: the best and worst hairstyles for 2025. Now let's discuss square face shapes. If you have a square face, you have a strong, defined jawline and a forehead that's about the same width. The goal is to soften those angular features while still celebrating your striking bone structure. You want curves and movement, not more angles. The best hairstyles for square faces in 2025 embrace softness and texture. Long layered cuts with soft waves are absolutely stunning on square faces. The waves soften the angular jawline while the length balances the strong jaw. A long bob with textured ends works beautifully too, especially when styled with a slight wave or curl. The key is keeping the ends soft and textured, never blunt. Side-swept bangs or long, wispy bangs are perfect for square faces. They soften the forehead and create diagonal lines that contrast with your angular features. Avoid straight-across bangs. Rounded layered cuts like shaggy bobs or textured pixies also work well because the layers create curves that soften your natural angles. For styling, embrace soft curls and waves. The rounded shapes create beautiful contrast with your bone structure. A deep side part also works wonders for square faces. It creates asymmetry and softness. If you're wearing your hair up, leave some soft pieces around your face to frame and soften the jawline. A messy bun with face-framing layers is much more flattering than a severe, slicked-back style. Shoulder-length cuts with layers are particularly flattering on square faces. This length sits just past the jawline, which draws the eye down and softens the angles. Add some loose waves and you have a winning combination. What should square faces avoid in 2025? Stay away from blunt one-length bobs that end right at the jawline. That horizontal line emphasizes the squareness of your jaw. Also avoid severe straight styles with no movement or texture. They amplify your angular features instead of softening them. Skip hairstyles that are completely symmetrical with center parts and straight lines. Your face already has symmetry and angles, so add some curves and asymmetry instead. Very short crops without any softness can be too harsh on square faces unless they include lots of texture and layers. And avoid tucking your hair tightly behind your ears. That exposes your entire jaw and can make it look more prominent. Instead, let some pieces fall forward to create softness. The strategy for square faces is all about contrast. Your face has angles, so your hair needs curves. Your face has structure, so your hair needs movement. Get this balance right and you'll look absolutely gorgeous. Heart-shaped face: the best and worst hairstyles for 2025. Let's move to heart-shaped faces. If you have a heart-shaped face, you have a wider forehead and cheekbones with a narrow, pointed chin. The goal is to balance by adding width at the chin level and minimizing width at the forehead. The right hairstyle creates beautiful harmony. The best hairstyles for heart-shaped faces in 2025 focus on adding volume and width at the lower half of the face. Chin-length bobs are absolutely perfect, especially when they have texture or a slight flip at the ends. This adds width right where you need it. Styles with layers that start at the chin level work beautifully too. They create volume and movement at the narrow part of your face. Side-swept bangs are incredibly flattering on heart-shaped faces. They minimize a wide forehead while drawing attention to your eyes. Long piecey bangs that blend into the rest of your hair also work well. Avoid heavy, blunt bangs that make your forehead look wider. Shoulder-length cuts with soft waves are another winner. The waves add width at the jawline and balance your proportions. If you prefer longer hair, keep layers starting around chin length or lower. This ensures volume where you need it most. A-line bobs that are slightly shorter in the back and longer in front are also fantastic for heart-shaped faces. The longer front pieces add width at the chin while the shorter back doesn't add bulk at the crown. For styling, add volume and curl at the ends of your hair. This balances your narrow chin. Avoid adding too much volume at the crown or top of your head, which makes your forehead look even wider. A subtle side part works better than a center part for heart-shaped faces because it creates asymmetry and draws attention away from the width of your forehead. Now for what heart-shaped faces should avoid. Stay away from very short pixie cuts that expose your entire face. They can emphasize the width difference between your forehead and chin. Also avoid slicked back styles that pull all your hair away from your face. These highlight the heart shape rather than balancing it. Skip heavy full bangs that end at your eyebrows. They can make a wide forehead look wider. Styles with lots of volume on top are not your friend. High ponytails, big bouffants, and top knots can exaggerate the width of your forehead. If you want to wear your hair up, try a low ponytail or a side-swept style instead. Also be cautious with very long straight hair with no layers. It can make your chin look even more pointed by creating a triangle shape. Center parts can be tricky for heart-shaped faces because they draw attention to the width of the forehead. A side part is usually more flattering. The key for heart-shaped faces is thinking about balance. Wider at the top means you need width at the bottom. Keep that principle in mind and you'll find styles that look amazing. Long or oblong face shape, the best and worst hairstyles for 2025. Finally, let's talk about long or oblong faces. If you have a long face, your face is noticeably longer than it is wide. You might have a tall forehead, long chin, or both. The goal is to create the illusion of width and break up the length of your face. Horizontal lines are your best friend. The best hairstyles for long faces in 2025 include blunt bobs and lobs. That horizontal line at the bottom creates width and shortens your face visually. This is one of the most flattering cuts for long faces. Layered cuts at various lengths also work beautifully because they break up the vertical line of your face. Each layer creates a horizontal element that adds width. Blunt bangs are absolutely stunning on long faces. They shorten the forehead and create a horizontal line across the upper part of your face. This is one face shape that can really pull off full eyebrow grazing bangs. Curtain bangs and side-swept bangs also work well. Medium-length cuts that fall between the chin and shoulders are particularly flattering. This length doesn't add more length to your face. For styling, add volume at the sides rather than on top. Wide voluminous curls or waves create width that balances your face. A center part can actually work well for long faces because it creates symmetry and width. Avoid deep side parts that create diagonal lines which can emphasize length. If you prefer longer hair, make sure it has plenty of layers and texture. Avoid one-length hair that hangs straight down and elongates your face even more. Shoulder grazing styles with flipped ends add width beautifully. And if you're wearing your hair up, try styles that add width like a low wide bun or a side-swept style with volume. What should long faces avoid in 2025? Stay away from very long, straight hair with no layers. It emphasizes the length of your face. Also avoid high ponytails and top knots that add even more height. These make your face look longer. Skip styles with lots of volume on top and sleekness at the sides. That creates a vertical line that elongates. Very short crops can be tricky for long faces because they expose the entire length of your face. If you want to go short, make sure the cut has texture and width, not height. Avoid center-parted, long straight styles with no bangs. This creates a long, uninterrupted vertical line that emphasizes length. And be cautious with slicked-back styles that pull hair away from the sides of your face. You need width at the sides to balance your face shape. The strategy for long faces is all about creating horizontal lines and width. Blunt cuts, bangs, layers, and side volume are your tools. Use them strategically and you'll create beautiful balance. The biggest hair trends for 2025, universal tips. Now let's talk about the major hair trends for 2025 that are working across all face shapes. The modern shag is everywhere this year. It's textured, layered, and effortless. The key is asking for lots of layers and texture, which can be adapted to flatter any face shape. Just adjust the length and layer placement for your specific needs. Curtain bangs continue to be popular, and for good reason. They're flattering on most face shapes because they're so versatile. They can be styled different ways depending on what you need. Natural texture is huge in 2025. The undone lived-in look is much more popular than overly styled hair. This is great news for women over 40 because it's more forgiving and easier to maintain. Rich dimensional color is trending over flat, one-dimensional color. Think subtle highlights, lowlights, and baby lights that add depth and dimension. This creates movement and makes hair look healthier and fuller. Glossy, healthy-looking hair is always in style, but especially now. Investing in good hair care products and regular trims is crucial for achieving that luxe expensive look. Shorter lengths are having a moment. Bobs, lobs, and even pixie cuts are popular for women over 40 in 2025. Shorter hair can be incredibly chic and sophisticated when cut properly for your face shape. And finally, effortless updos and half-up styles are trending. These are perfect for showing off your face shape while still looking polished. Common mistakes to avoid regardless of face shape. Before we wrap up, let's talk about some universal mistakes that age you and cheapen your look, regardless of face shape. First, avoid overly damaged, fried hair. No hairstyle looks good with damaged ends. Regular trims and quality products are non-negotiable. Second, don't ignore your hair texture. Fighting your natural texture with excessive heat styling damages your hair and looks dated. Work with what you have. Third, avoid extremely harsh colors that don't suit your skin tone. This is especially important as we age and our skin tone changes. Colors that are too dark or too light can be harsh and aging. Fourth, skip overly trendy styles that don't suit your lifestyle or personality. Just because something is trending doesn't mean it's right for you. Choose styles you can actually maintain and that fit your life. Fifth, don't neglect your hairline and part. As we age, our hairline can change. Pay attention to this and adjust your style accordingly. Sometimes, simply changing your part can make a huge difference. And finally, avoid outdated styling techniques like heavy teasing, crunchy hairspray, or overly perfect curls. Modern hair is more natural and effortless. So there you have it. The best and worst hairstyles for every face shape in 2025. Let's do a quick recap of the key principles. Oval faces can wear almost anything, so embrace trends with texture and dimension. Round faces need length and vertical lines, so go for long layers and side parts. Square faces need softness and curves, so add waves and texture. Heart-shaped faces need width at the chin, so try chin-length bobs and side-swept bangs. And long faces need width and horizontal lines, so blunt cuts and bangs are your friends. Which face shape do you have, and which 2025 trend are you most excited to try? Drop a comment and let me know. And if you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Chic Charts for more beauty and style tips. Next week, we're diving into more fashion trends for 2025 that you can actually wear. Fresh, easy ideas to keep your wardrobe feeling modern. You won't want to miss it. Until then, stay chic.